Ooh, welcome to the stream. Today on Touhou LostWord, we have some vocals in the background for some reason or another. Because today we are going to be tackling not an event, not main story, not gacha, but a few what I'm assuming are shorter stories we can find in the game. Starting with something completely new that is called Ruins of Memory. Ruins of Memory was introduced to tell the backstory of a new type of character that was recently released into the game. These characters are so-called relic festival characters, which we now have one of in the game. These are stronger even than the ultra festival characters we have met so far, like Scarlet Marisa or Black Yomo or Tiny Junko and all those. So an even more powerful kind of friend you can make in the game, coming with the heightened cost of requiring 350 exchange points in gacha, so have fun saving up cubes for those, I guess. But we won't be doing that today. For one, the character we are going to see and meet today is already out of gacha and will probably not return for a while. Now, what makes these new characters, these relic festival characters, special? Who are they? Why are they here? Why are we hearing vocals in the background? This is because all of these characters, and we can essentially predict who else will be released as a Relic Festival character, because they are all based on the promotional music videos Touhou LostWord has released so far. Starting today with The Heat of My Fingertips, which we are listening to right now. History is like the world's memory. Just as we remember the earth, buildings and tools have memories too. The Heat of My Fingertips was the first music video released to promote Touhou LostWord, and the character most featured in this music video was Remilia. Who would have thought? So today we're going to meet Relic Festival Remilia. I have finally reached this, Gensokyo. I would never have made it by myself. Thank you, Gundnir, Muspelheim. Now, you can probably tell, but I'll say it anyways. The name Relic Festival character comes because these characters all feature a very interesting relic that they brought along with themselves, which distinguishes themselves from other characters. Because Remilia's costume itself doesn't really look all that different. Muspelheim. I'm not really sure how to say Norse words. I once lost everything. Literally everything. But I finally clawed my way back. Looks like a garden thingy to hold plant stuff. Yeah, I could see it being just stuck into the ground and having vines growing up on it. No, I'm not crying. Gundnir remembers my journey, and now he will show me my fate. Yes, let's find out more about her and A weird relic. We will also get a chance to play as her. Although I do not know how many of her spell cards she will have. And I'm also bringing along Embodiment of Scarlet Devil Sakuya. Because we have not shown her off yet and Ramilia may need some help. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Also, coincidentally, today is the 20-year anniversary of Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. That wasn't planned, I only found it out after I planned this stream, but it works out quite well because we will be seeing a lot of Ramilia today. Dot 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 dot. Ah. I said something. You did indeed. No, something popped up in my mind. It's happening again right now. What is this? I see. These are words. And I'm assuming they're not lost. This is red. That's a color. And the color ate the music. Yes, I'd be shocked too. Hot! It's hot. Hot. So very hot. I'm burning, frying, scorching, blazing. It's so... not hot at all. Huh? What's going on? What's going on with me right now? Could you please tell me? Yeah, I was also just thinking this sounds like Alternative Sphere. Although I'm not sure if it was a particular character or if it was just the start in general for everyone. You? Right there. Me says. Choices. Oh. So you cannot speak. My humblest apologies. I myself was the same not so long ago. No, maybe that's not true. I merely have the vague feeling that it was so. No, that's not quite right, is it? This isn't even a feeling. I had no feelings, no senses, no perception, no logic, no consciousness, no emotions, no intellect, no understanding. In other words, that me wasn't this me. At least, not until 5 minutes ago. Have we found a third Li Huan? A third me. Yes, I have gradually begun to understand. The information that flowed into my mind has started to arrange itself. The me until just now was not a me that had died, or even a me from before I was born. I'm sure that I had lost everything, and that's not all. My level of consciousness was different from yours. Neither of us had the level of consciousness necessary to recognize the other as a conscious being. Until just now. Now we can. Evidenced by how we are currently talking. We are talking, aren't we? You and I achieved levels of consciousness within the same range. But why did this happen? How did this happen? Someone probably gathered my consciousness here and made it spark. That was... Yes. That was you, wasn't it? You're the only one here other than myself. You elevated my consciousness to this level. I have no idea how you did such a thing, though. Now, let's go on a journey. Let's go on a journey. A long, long journey. Why, you ask? Isn't it obvious? To regain my future. And your past. I can feel them right now. I can feel them flowing into my heart that only just came to life. My existence, which is being reconstructed thanks to your spark, is telling me about them. No matter what world, well, that is, if there truly are various worlds that exist in parallel. No matter what, they are always called by the same name. The lost words. I am at a loss for words. They are my future, our future, and they are your past. No one else's past but yours. Let's go. Let's reclaim them one by one, slowly and surely. Supposing that I have been born 3 times. The 3rd time would be now. Yeah, I guess this place suits me best. I can't experience this view from my room. But how did it get this bad? This view is truly something else. Yes, it's beautiful yet thickening. No 2 colors are the same. It's a living rainbow that writhes about. But don't worry. I'm the best gatekeeper in Gensokyo. I'll protect the along with Gensokyo itself. I've experienced so much. Now that I think about it, I even feel kind of nostalgic. It's strange for me to feel nostalgia, isn't it? Yokai live forever, and I am a yokai who lives with her back turned to a dense history, which makes it even stranger. But I guess a silly contradiction like that actually kinda suits me. It's nice in a way, haha. Yes, I have certainly lived for a long time. But my days were much more fun after coming to Gensokyo. It's not like we were smiling and laughing all the time, but no, I guess maybe I was smiling more often than not. When we first arrived, we made a lot of noise and fanfare about becoming the greatest power in Gensokyo. And that led to the regulations for duels. I think that was a good thing. Perhaps the mistress intended for that to happen all along. She can control fate, after all. Well, yeah, I don't know for certain, since I honestly can't remember if the mistress said anything about it or not. But thinking back on how happy she was when she started the second incident, it was like she knew what would happen. It was like she wanted to test the Shrine Maiden or something. But that's just what my gut tells me, okay? A lot happened after that too. I saw Miss off when she went to investigate an incident. Quite a few times, in fact. When she left, she'd say, "Look after everything while I'm gone," which would really kind of motivate me. I also protected Gensokyo from the forces of evil. Or was that just a dream? It felt pretty real for a dream. There was a giant fish, I remember that. Oh, but not everything that happened was special. Like how I cared for the flowers in the garden, and how the mistress and I recommended manga to each other. Even the everyday little things like how we all gathered around the dinner table together. Those memories, well, they are precious to me. Only now has the weight of my words sunk in. They are precious, yes. They are really precious. This is precious to me. This home, called a... What was that? It felt like I was talking to someone. Well, whatever. Now then. I guess I'll stand in front of this gate until the very end. Since I'm not going to like this, no matter what I try. I'll at least be myself. Yeah, I'm okay now. I've talked extensively with Lady and I've cried until I can't cry no more. I can't face the end while feeling like that. Sure, I know that there's probably nothing we can do. That's the reality. But I said nothing matters anymore, since we can't change anything. Lady got really mad at me. Why do you have a real name, Kurokoma, I wonder? This is Lady I'm talking about. Can you believe it? Then again, Kurokuma is not a real name, so maybe it works. Her face was bright red, and her cheeks were all puffed up. She was so cute. She said, "The essence of magic doesn't change. Even if the world ends, I'll continue my research just like yesterday." She's right. I'd be a failure as a familiar if I moped around until the very end. That's why I'm here at my favorite place, doing the thing I love the most. Although, in saying that, I've pretty much finished arranging and tidying up all the books on the shelves. I thought it would take forever, but I finished it somehow when I lost myself in the work. All the books are in order. Maybe I really am quite a competent little devil. My own words have given me confidence. Okay. Where am I going? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to see Lady. I think cheering me up took a lot out of her, but more importantly, by her side is the only place where I belong. This doesn't work either, just like my other attempts. What am I doing, you ask? I'm a magician, and this is a library. Don't ask me questions when the answer is so obvious. I'm always searching, trying to find the knowledge I seek. I'm not just reading books for the sake of it. Well, I'm not going to say that I never do that. But when I do, it's to enjoy reading. When I read, I have a chance to receive leaps, mutations in knowledge. These profitable accidents only occur with a constructive knowledge system that is 100 times more dependable. They cannot be triggered at will. No, this isn't the time to be talking about such things. Yes. Despair. I had given up all hope. I like to think that I've gathered knowledge about various topics, like when I had investigate incidents for me. One time, I even sent to investigate the underworld. That takes me back. Trying to remember what that is referring to. Can't quite remember. I also followed a temperament discrepancy to heaven. It was nothing special. The culprit was exactly who I had predicted. No, you are like the only one that went up against the wrong lead. Well, not the only one, but one of the few that went up against the wrong lead. Right, she sent Marisa to the underworld and subterranean enemies. I was thinking about people from the Scarlet Devil Mansion she could have sent. But no, yeah, you're right. Also, she was fighting... She was thinking Suika was the culprit of Scarlet Weather Rhapsody. Is it that strange to you? A magician's life work is to seek the truth. No. You could even say that is the sole purpose for why we do anything. That's why I try to investigate and understand. I wanted to know what happened until now. What's happening right now. And what will happen in the future. But I don't understand anything. The only thing I know is that everything will soon disappear. I wonder what it will be like when everything is lost. Will I no longer be able to see anything, hear anything, learn anything? What would that feel like? What would it feel like to not feel anything? Would I be okay with that? It's hard to explain with words. When I myself disappear, I will no longer be able to think or do anything. Everything will disappear. I know this will happen, but nothing else. It's irritating. The fact that I cannot learn something is irritating. And knowing that I soon won't be able to feel irritated is even more irritating. But the fact that I lose my memories with everyone at the is the most irritating thing of all. Yes, what I feel is just ordinary despair. There's nothing special about it. This place is where my ambitions as a magician will come to an end. But you know, kind of okay with this result. This place is the after all. The is very dear to me. That has been made all the more clear to me in these final moments. I don't want this to end. There's still so much that I do not know. Would you like some tea as well? I'm going to pour myself a cup, since I have already served tea to the others. Ah, it smells so good. I'd be disappointed if it didn't, since I used my highest quality tea leaves. It's so relaxing. Is it okay for me to sit down and relax? Why, of course. I've already done all that I can. The cleaning has finished. Yeah, I even completely finished the cleaning that I thought would never get done during my lifetime. Cleaning got somewhere. Couldn't I just use my ability to stretch the time until destruction to infinity? That was the first thing I suggested to the mistress and Lady. With magical assistance, I might be able to control time across an area that includes the and what's left of Gensokia. That's what I assumed. But the mistress can see fate. And time is nothing but a method or system that can be used to understand the world. I've heard someone else explain this before. Time can only be used to understand the physical world, the same with space. But the mistress can see and understand the ways of the mind and heart, and she said my ability couldn't stop this. The entire world will be erased, including time. I assume that's why. Yes. I've exhausted all possibilities. So has the mistress, and Lady and the young mistress, and Koakuma. Everyone has done all they can. Seems Koakuma consistently has her name. That's why I have nothing left to do but serve tea. A fitting conclusion. Well, we'll probably stand in front of the gate until the end, because protecting is her duty. Everyone is spending their final moments in their own way. I thought I'd do what I usually do too, but I finished everything. Sitting here drinking tea like this makes me think back on all that has happened. Somehow, I have a lot of memories about investigating incidents at the request of Lady but I met the mistress and was taken in as a maid of this I have fulfilled the promise that I made with the mistress. I stayed by her side as a mortal human for as long as I lived. So I can't speak for the others. But maybe I don't have any regrets. It's good that it will end this way. Is that really the case? I can't read the flow of chi like... I can't use magic like Kuakuma. I'm not skilled with spirit magic like Lady I don't have a vampire's power like the mistress and young mistress. I don't know how to deal with this situation. Not yet. Yes, you heard right. Not yet. This is boring, boring, boring. Boring! How did it come to this? There couldn't be a worse ending. You heard from the others, didn't you? It's the end. There's no debating it. It's a clean finale, the like of which has never been seen before. What can be done about something like that? This is worse than the universe shrinking. You could try and resist that. There was no indication or way to predict this. This destruction is madness. Yes, that's right. It's mad. What was that? You thought I'd lose my cool and start breaking everything? Is that a joke? But I suppose it's natural that you think that. I seek meaning for myself, seek worth for myself. Even if no one else cares about such things. Yes, that's why. This destruction is so boring. Can't my sister do something about this? Well, guess we are looking for the mistress. But where could she be? Not dining. Not in the garden. Not even admiring the moon. And not in her room either. Where is she? It has been an awfully long journey since then. You're not tired as well. Huh? Weren't you watching? Ah, I suppose it can't be helped. I'm sure you're busier than me, so I can't really blame you. Come on, let's go. It's finally time. For more red. The embodiment of such. I am. I am? Yes, that's right. I lost my name. I lost everything. I had nothing left. My heart is empty. I don't have any blood. I'm so empty. Let me rest a little longer. Don't wake me up. Scarlet. Nothing but Scarlet. I exist here, don't I? I can hear. Something comes. What will you teach me? What will you all teach me? I believe in you. That is why I can't stand here and give my all to protect. I can't give up. I don't want to give up, no matter what. Not yet. It's not over yet. I still have time. It's too early to give up. I know you can do something. Right, sister? I see. So the night is already here. Then I must wake up. Wake up and get ready. I must get ready to go on a long journey to reclaim everything that was lost. Oh my. You are here. It's a pleasure to meet you. Or is it not the first time we've met? You may call me the Scarlet Devil. I am the lady of this mansion. I know you've only just arrived, but let me take a look at the fate that awaits you. Oh, you think that's impressive? This is nothing for me. In any case, I have just one warning for you. Don't give up, no matter what happens. Sounds simple, right? But this is important. Is this the very beginning of the game? Like before the tutorial and everything? It sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. Now that we've got that done with, would you tell me your name? Yeah, okay. So your name is... It has a good feel to it. Now, I need you to tell me another name. A name is the master of one's destiny. But you have another destiny to follow. Where will that destiny lead you, you ask? I can't make any guarantees. Why don't you just enjoy the journey? So your other name will be Li Huan. It has a nice ring to it. Your name of fate is Li Huan. I can see a strange but exciting destiny for you. Misfortune, calamity, but in the end, a glimmer of beautiful glory. If you give up, the doors of destiny will close before your eyes. But if you take a brave step forward, fate will answer you. For my unexpected visitor, here are my last words to you, an outsider finding their way. Let your destiny be dyed scarlet. Have they left? Yes, they're gone. Then it's time for us to go to Gungnir, Muspelheim, home of the Scarlet Devil Mansion's memories, mirror of my fate. Let's go reclaim our destiny. Yes. Yes! Let's go together. To the ends of the world. To the ends of time. My name is the Scarlet Devil Mansion. I am called Gungnir Muspelheim. My fate is with my mistress for eternity. My duty is with all who dwell within the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Even if these words, even if my voice cannot be heard by my mistress, I love and admire you, Lady Remilia Scarlet. Seems we have found a battle against Precious Memory. I'm free. But let's see if we can take a look at Remilia. Quite a nice artwork indeed. Why are you burned and frozen already? I'm assuming that's something the enemies did. We have Gungnir Arrow, Gungnir Break, and we don't have her last word. Too bad, because that one's very pretty. Scarlet Devil Mansion, Rainbow Gatekeeper, and Elegant Maid. A spell card of Remilia Scarlet, who has almost reached the end. She summons two different familiars from the Gungnir Muspelheim. The familiars shoot different types of bullets. Remilia summons them by reading the records stored within the Gungnir Muspelheim. Anyone here weak to metal? No. I guess you don't necessarily resist it. Oh my, they have... This is not an easy battle, they all have 3 life bars. Okay, I don't have to hold back. And maybe Sakuya will not be help enough, but I guess we'll cross that river when we get to it. Yes, keep looking at each other. Well, that's a wasted spell. Oh no, this hits all 3, so I guess it's fine. And Mei Ling somehow survived the whole round. Oh wow. Barely, but she survived. What's your second spell, Romelia? Scarlet Devil Mansion, Spirit Magician, and Little Familiar. Spell card of Romelia Scarlet, who has almost reached the end. She summons 2 different familiars from the gun near Muspelheim. The familiars shoot different types of bullets. The familiars seem to have been summoned from records of Pacholi and Koakuma. Familiars summoned in her other spell card probably come from records of Mei Ling and Sakuya. Why couldn't you say that in that spell card? Oh well. No, I should put up a barrier. Just to not be burned anymore. Also, we do very little damage this round, so we may have been affected by something. I really wish we had her last word, because these spells don't look very special. Can we at least have the description of the last spell? I'm assuming not. Although you might be able to tell from the little snippet of the title who's gonna help her in that one. Well, too bad. Seems Sakuya is about to fight the dust with her second life bar. Just checking why we are doing so little damage. Yin attack down might be the reason.
り掛かるとしましょう。あなたの運命を刻むアリの現象ルナクロック。
Part of me wishes I would have brought along a third helper, but I think they are probably able to do this, if slowly. Well, enemy Sakuya is on her last legs. Mei Ling still has quite a lot of health. I like how her wings change orientation when they flap. You mean regular Remelia? Wow, 16 damage with a spell card. I'm better off attacking with Gunye Break than using a spell against that precious memory of Mei Ling. Well, Sakuya has killed Sakuya. And that was not the strongest attack. How much longer does this Yin attack down last? Still 2 more turns. And at what? Rank 5. Okay, this just completely demolishes us. And I can't read what buffs you have, Mei Ling. But I can full break you, and I will. Unless you kill me. Which you might. Oh, we're in trouble. We're out of barriers. I know I can easily kill Remelia when she's down to her last health bar, but Mei Ling's gonna be a problem. If she can actually hit an attack, I guess. Okay, they're both bad at hitting, but sadly not bad enough. I don't think this is winnable at this point. Damn you! I'll take you with me. Deflation World, Carmine. The last word of Sakuya is a yoi, from the world shrouded in scarlet mist. She throws knives at multiple different points in time simultaneously. This is Sakuya's last word that should not exist until after the Scarlet Mist incident is resolved. The knives are crimson red like blood. It is as if they are condensed and solid form of crimson mist. They are also imbued with burning heat, which is perhaps a blessing from the vampire sisters, who do not fear fire, and instead wield it as a weapon. Could be said that a servant of devils who retains their humanity is, in fact, more unusual and mysterious than any shrine maiden or magician. This spell card, that floods the space before her in knives of blood, is perhaps symbolic of Sakuya as she is now. She herself takes great delight in how this attack can both cook and cut steak at the same time. This is my last hurrah.
今宵のお客様には見せて差し上げましょう。赤き霧がもたらす真の恐怖と絶望を。レフレーションワールドカーマイン。
Well, at this point I couldn't even use barriers if I had any, but we are about dead. As soon as someone stops missing. Oh good. Scarlet Destiny! Well, that was a bit overkill. Let's bring more help. There is a different member of the Scarlet Devil Mansion we got shot for recently after all. And I guess Marisa can come along too. If we need her. Let's try this again. We're feeling.
目の前の邪魔者を消極的にやっつけるには
Turn 1 worked well, but then they started debuffing us. So if possible, I should use turn 1 to break them all. That should help.
仕事に取り掛かるとしましょう。赤い闇より踊る腕。コウマさん、虹色の門番と勝者な従者。あなたの運命を刻む。現象ルナクロック。 しょうか。森林火災の熱風にあえぐがいいわ。木&カフォレストブレイズ。
Yeah, that helped. At least we broke all 3 life bars on the first turn. But now we're doing no damage again, so things are gonna get worse.
いただこうかしら。気になる前に。仕事に取り掛かるとしましょう。私は人形メイドヒギ操りドール。
Wood plus fire sign. More fire. That's essentially how that works.
親愛なる魔術師たち、高魔感精霊魔術師と小さな使い魔。無駄ですわね。炎、木&カフォレストブレイズ。
Seems Ramilia somehow survived that. This is already going much better than last time. Somehow Remy still survived all of that. You really need to get rid of her before I can finish this battle off. There she goes. Now we should be able to finish this off next turn. That does far less damage than I hoped it would. We're gonna have to live with it. Well, I'm glad she survives because I forgot to actually read up about Touhou's last word. Prototype Ruby Elixir, the last word of Touhou knowledge from the world shrouded in scarlet mist. This attack creates a virtual manifestation of the Philosopher's Stone, the 5-element ideal substance. While some believe that the Philosopher's Stone is cinnabar, others believe that the ultimate substance sought by Western alchemy and Chinese alchemy is a magical substance that elevates the imperfect reality of existence to an ideal. Idealization means transforming base metals into precious metals, inorganic matter into living matter, fools into sages, and mortals into immortals. The ideal for vampires like Rambilia is to conquer sunlight. So perhaps the knowledgeable Pacholi believed that there was a substance that could be used to compensate for their weakness. Wasn't there an elixir that bestows true immortality somewhere? Naruhodo ne.
仕事に取り掛かるとしましょう。今宵のお客様には見せて差し上げましょう。赤き霧がもたらす真の恐怖と絶望を。デクレーションワールドカーマイン。高魔感を取り戻すまで私は倒れない。永久の後悔に終止符を。
And I guess there's no more story after that. I was wondering if there would be something after, but I guess not. Seems we have finished the heat of my fingertips. But that is not all I wanted to do today. So let's look somewhere a little different.
無意識で動いても当たる球は当たる。原理はわかんない。
Now we're gonna do something that we've looked into once before. You possibly remember when we got Yomo a very special outfit that she has been wearing ever since.
私とあなたが揃えば。
This is her Fantasy Rebirth outfit, fashioned at Corinder, based on information in the journal. And back then I said I was essentially not very interested in most of these costumes because essentially the events for getting them kinda resemble some form of marriage or another. And most of the costumes are just boring wedding dresses that I wasn't especially interested in. But since then, 3 more characters have been released that I would like to share a ring with and unlock the Fantasy Rebirth story and outfit. So today, we are gonna dress up some more girls, as we are wont to be. And, fittingly, the first we are going to be looking at today is one we have been looking at today already for a bit. It's time to see how Remilia dresses when she thinks to go even more fancy than usual. Unlock costume and story. I have 3 rings of rebirth, so we should be fine. Welcome to my room. Make yourself at home. Anyway. What's the matter, Emilia? When you and Yukari Yakumo visit me, I'm not sure how I should greet you. Do you talk differently to different people? You may not understand this since you're a child, but it's normal to change how you talk depending on the person. Besides, that's what humans always do. Now that you mention it, I think you're right. Emilia seems like an adult. You do not have to worry about it so much. Li Huan and I don't mind, so do as you please. Oh, is that so? That makes things easy. Well, let's get to the point. I don't like wasting time with this kind of talk. Regular nights are too short. By applying abilities as such. Currently, fragments of fate from many different worlds are gathering around me. I understand the sense of urgency you are feeling, Yukari Yakumo. That is an honor coming from the Lady Remilia Scarlet, the Great Lady. So, what are you going to do? When an unknown enemy suddenly tries to take your Gensokyo. Everything is no big deal. Is that so? Gensokyo. Indeed, this land is an unusual place where things that are lost get her. In other words, this is the last land with mysteries. The Scarlet Devil Mansion was guided here by fate, although Yukari Yakumo, you may have a different view. No, I do acknowledge your point of view. You could say I'm also a part of fate. That is good to hear. However, if you ask whether Gensokyo is in need of my protection, I would have to disagree. Although the Scarlet family is noble, I am a vampire. Vampires do not perform heroic deeds. Besides, even if mayhem does ensue, it would only be right for me to use that chaos to expand my territory. No matter what happens, we will act against righteousness. That is why I'm called the devil. Then, if the time comes, what will you do? Ah, I see now. I was wondering why you brought Li Huan here. But now I understand. I should have expected this from such a cunning greater yokai. I still clearly remember that night when my incident was resolved. That destructive, violent shrine maiden came barging in and forcefully changed everything. She even changed fate. I then realized as a devil that there were elements of fate I was not aware of. It is similar to a scar that resists repeated fate. One day, it will cut through fate and open a new path. I know this because my incident was resolved by the lucky shrine maiden, Reimu Hakure. To be precise. No, I do not want to go into details. When the time comes, it shall reveal itself. Until then, I will devote myself to observing fate. I think that should suffice as my answer. Well, that is fine. Ramo and Dramilia. I never knew such an incident occurred here. Let's finish up here with this offering. Oh, I heard rumors that you were giving out white costumes. Yes, I have specially tailored them to suit each and every person. Nice, I like it. You did a great job, Yukari Yakuma. We had a lot of blood, but now we have a dress for no reason. Which is actually the reason we're here. Well, I'm honored again. An outfit as white as snow. The embodiment of white devil. Nothing could be more appropriate to remember what we have just discussed. Why is that? I have a small appetite. Huh? When the time comes for me to wear this and dance at night, this costume will be dyed crimson red from all the blood I couldn't drink. Eek! But for now, it will remain white as snow. I've been eating. Oh.
食事の量を少し増やしているの。スカーレットデビルなんて異名にも飽きてきたし、そろそろ誰かを眷属にするのも面白いと思ってね。え？誰を吸血鬼にするつもりなのかって？その答えはいずれこの牙で教えてあげるわ。キャオー。
Cow. So you actually really want to marry, huh? Even if it just means turning me into a devil. Or a vampire. But yeah, now we have Ramilia's wedding dress, which is probably one of the most regular wedding dress kind of dresses. But it still looks quite nice. And her wings are still flipping. So all is good. Next on the list, someone I only rebirthed this morning. And I was essentially waiting to do this stream until this very person was ready to be rebirthed. It's my favorite of those three. Let's see what happens with her. What? Luna Child. Luna Child. Was Luna the one that fought Yukari in the manga? I think so, right? Where are you, Luna Child? Sunny said was true. Going outside brings out a greater yokai for some reason. I doubt I can get away from that greater yokai just by muting sound. If only I hadn't been drawn outside by the beautiful moon that's out tonight. I have to get back home. What's wrong? Ah! Oh, it's you, Li Huan. You're pretty sneaky, you know that? Oh, that's right. I'm being chased by a greater yokai. Can you help me out, Li Huan? I think it's too late, Luna Child. Oh. If I had known things would end up like this, I wouldn't have woken up in the middle of the night. Ha! I found you. Ah! Firstly, thank you for the pretty clothes, even though I have no idea why you gave them to me. Yes, you really are one of the more yokai-like fairies, aren't you? Huh? Is there really something strange about me? I apologize, that's not what I meant. Fairies are generally all alike and aren't particularly significant beings, right? That's not helping me feel any better. Or maybe being concerned about that is what makes me strange. I tend to overreact to it. Yes, you're right. But that overthinking part of your personality is very you. And very unlike other fairies. Yeah. So does that mean I really am a strange fairy? Well, I'm not sure if you'll understand this, but you are, and you aren't. I am and I'm not. You're different from your kind, closer to a yokai, while also being the perfect fairy. You're unique, and that's because you're a fairy of moonlight. I already know that. Alright, calm down. Moonlight is, of course, the light of the night. It's a spiritual and mysterious medium, important even to yokai. The main thing that reaches us from the moon, aside from the princesses and rabbits, is light. In other words, the moon and its light are one and the same to us here on Earth. Do you understand, Miss Moonlight Fairy? I do, and I don't. That sounds about right. But that's okay. I think it's wonderful that you are a fairy of moonlight. Since you are a fairy of the moon's light, who calls Earth home, there may be an important role for you to play in the future. Or maybe not. I hope not. Remember my words when you look at the costume. I'm just a fairy, so I have no intention of making promises or getting into a contract with a yokai. I'm aware. You're fine as you are. But I don't want to wear cute costumes. I do want to wear cute costumes. So thank you for giving me one. Think you look great in it, Luna. Heh. Well then. Let's start your training. That will change you into a yokai right now. Okay, let's do it. Wait. You'll grow from a speck of nature's power to a divine spirit, a god of nature. Or maybe to one of the Yao Rozu no Kami. Let's have Suvaku give you a lecture. Then, once you've fallen as a god, I'll have you become a partial yokai. I know just the person to take the lead on that part of that. Wait, I don't want to quit being a fairy. Besides, that sounds really fishy, like a bunch of lies. It was a joke. I want to pound some classroom lecture sense into you. Is she going to be okay? Miss Kana, you're up. Yeah. Well, that most certainly happened. And now this will most certainly happen. She has turned into a flower fairy.
Star やサニーと一緒にいると楽しいけど、君がいるともっと楽しいって思うのよね。なんでかはわからないけど、それが君の持つ力なのかな。 しかも君って意外とツッコミどころ満載なんだもん。これからも近くにいてくれるよね。約束よ。
And during this conversation or dialogue, I realized there's actually a connection between all the characters we are looking at today, or rebirthing today. Because they're all related in one way or another to the same thing. You can probably guess what that thing is. Also, all the fairies kind of have a similar style and rebirth costumes. Although some of them I think are leaning more into a Greek design. Either way, our final rebirth for today. Oh, the moon. We keep looking at the moon. Be it Scarlet, Tiny, or the princess. Where did you go? Hey, come on out. I'm going home. Did she leave me here? Did you call me? No, I didn't. I asked Moko to go home and assure her that I would guide people in her place. Out of all the people, I can't believe she entrusted you. I forcibly asked her. I can imagine. You haven't immediately asked why I'm here. I suppose such composure is to be expected from a person of Horai. You're exactly right, and I can guess why you are here. I can easily guess the thoughts of a young Earth yokai. Well, I also assumed that. You're none other than a former moon princess. I guess you're right. As a sage of Gensokyo, it is inevitable that you sense me going in and out of the human village. Why are you saying such things? It's not like back then. You are now a person of the surface, so that is not a problem. That is also true. So, what brings you here? Did you bring any interesting stories? And you also brought Li Huan instead of that shrine maiden. Hello, Miss Kaguya. Was that some advanced information battle? Hello. It would be best if you also fought before helping someone out. Also, putting that aside, I'm busy, but I'll listen to what you have to say on the way back. Is that fine with you, Yukari Yakumo? Yes, that would be fine. Thank you. I see what you are concerned about. So, Yukari Yakumo, what are you trying to say is that you don't understand what us aliens are thinking. But since we are in Gensokyo, we must follow Gensokyo's rules. I never said anything so impolite. Besides, since you, the people of A&T, have entered Gensokyo, we have overcome many things together. I don't recall you sages welcoming us. I'm sad to hear that. We have already given you a grand welcome. Oh. So that was your intention. You are jesting. You already knew about it, right? Well, yes. Now I am no longer hounded by moon emissaries. Teehee. Even if we are allies, that doesn't mean that we understand each other. That said, not all of our interests match. So then, what does that mean? It's nothing complicated, it's just being a human. Here in Gensokyo, Erin and I are both human beings. Am I right? Gensokyo's yokai sage, Yukari Yakumo, is a person of Horai, destined to live forever. Life is an endless series of questions that I ask myself. It passes the time. It's like writing history on eternally blank paper, putting possibilities in the gaps between instances. In other words, I don't stay in one place. This is what we realize after that incident. So, are you saying that is what it means to be human here in Gensokyo? Yes, and I suppose since humans are like this, yokai and every other being in Gensokyo are the same. Both Erin and I have lived since the distant past, meaning we each hold an entire age's worth of culture. Whether you are a yokai or a god, you live long enough. You see long periods of time as a repetition of patterns. And everything becomes filled with boredom. You only become interested in big changes, a world full of calamities. I used to look down on the earth from the moon. I just observed like all the other people on the moon. I would have been bored even if I didn't become a person of Horai. Did anything change coming down to Earth? Did you gain anything? Something that I only have now. The joy of living. What? No, I'm not joking. Erin and I are like nations. We are not on the same scale as ordinary people. It is hard to establish an emotional connection with a single individual. Even the Emperor was not my equal. You cannot feel joy when living in such a situation. You as a yokai should understand that. Perhaps. Therefore, I had to become smaller. Fortunately, entering Gensokyo must have accomplished this. I could finally perceive things on the scale of an average human. So that is why you sneak into the village. Yes, that is now my joy of living. That was a very long and difficult conversation, but Miss Kaguya seems to love humans and the earth. This is an ordinary folktale. I'm sure you think so too, Yukari Yakumo. You're right, but it is important to hear it in words. Because, unlike us, human beings are ephemeral. That's why you brought Li Huan. You're perceptive. Anyway, I'm almost home now. that's enough speaking about folk tales. Maybe we should host the Lunar Capital Expo again. There's actually a lot more I want to show off. Oh, that is intriguing. I'll talk to Erin about it. Oh, so that girl was waiting for me. I will need her help to return without Erin, Inaba, and the others noticing. Well, I'm going to excuse myself. I forgot to give you this. This is... Oh, Inaba and the others were talking about this. I also heard about it in the village. You're visiting people to give them costumes. That is correct. I hope this will also be a reminder for you. A reminder? This is... It looks like the costume in my folktale. However, the story is set in a much earlier time. Maybe this was the kind of costume those two wanted me to wear. Okina, Ona. Okay, Li Huan. Let's take our leave. What we see now does not belong to an alien, Lunarian, or person of Horai. It's an emotion only Kaguya Horai-san has. Okay. What costume, based on folk tales, could this be? Let's see.
普通の人間であるあなたはいつか必ず私よりも先に死んでしまうのでしょうね。でも私は絶対にあなたのことを忘れたりしないわ。ねえ、だからお願い。永遠の時の中であなたとの大切な思い出をより一層輝かせるために、死ゆの時でもいいから長く生きて。
Apparently, I have not really fact-checked this. This costume, both in design and pose, is loosely based on traditional depictions of none other than Zhang Yi. I like the giant ring behind her. When a halo is not enough, I guess. But that should be all for us today. Because I'm out of rings and out of characters I want to give them to. So thank you for watching today, and see you next time, when we really continue investigating that lost word. Bye bye!